طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Welcome everybody to tonight's session. Tonight, inshallah, we're gonna to talk about different topic. I know most of you are now familiar with the Blackboard Ultra, but we're gonna to do some revision and to do we focus on some the workshop targets, as you can see here from this slide. But before I start the session, let me please introduce myself. My name is Ahmed Al-Dahrani. I'm Assistant Professor of Faculty of Computing Science and Information Technology, and also I'm Head of E-Learning Unit at Deanship of E-Learning and Distance Education. I'm also Blackboard Certified Trainer. I have more than 4 years of experience in training, especially in e-learning programs at King Abdulaziz University. So as you can see here from this slide, we're going to focus on these topics. To start with, how to access the Blackboard Ultra from your Blackboard account. And also we're going to learn how to create and edit the Blackboard session. How to get the guest link, as you get the guest link for the session. And from that link, you can give it to someone else to join your session. And also you can assign the role of your guest based on the your teaching style or whatever the reason that you invite someone not from your course list. And also we're going to talk about the most important topic, which is the Blackboard Ultra interface and setting. So we're going to play around with the most features of the Ultra, and also we're going to learn how to use the breakout groups. Finally, another topic, we're going to view the session recordings and edit some settings regarding the recordings, and how to print or view the attendance reporting for your students. Okay. So okay, don't worry about the link, just please focus on the this workshop targets or our goal for our session, and I'm sure Wasim, he will fix the link and will let you know when it's ready to fill your information. So first, let me share the entire screen with you in order to start from scratch. So share application. So what we have to do, just log into your Blackboard account and choose the course that you want to create the session for the training purpose. So right now, for me, I choose the training course, which called the training course. I think most of us have this course, but I'm sure most of us, or maybe all of us, do not have the permission to create the session. So I think you can do the same with your real course. You can create now for this semester. Let's learn how to add the Blackboard Ultra to your course menu. So the first step, from the plus sign, as you can see here, can you see the entire screen? Okay, so the first step to add the Blackboard Ultra to your course menu, I know it's already there available in your course, but the purpose of this session to learn from the scratch. Okay, so the first step to add the link or the tool link that we want to add, which is the Blackboard Ultra. So from the plus sign, okay, choose the tool link and then go to drop down list and go with the third option, which is the Blackboard Ultra. Okay, so here you can name it the Blackboard Ultra. Okay, and then make it available to your student from here and then submit it. So after you do this action, you will see it here already in your course menu. So this is the first step you have to include or add your course to your course menu from the plus sign, and then from drop down list choose the Blackboard Ultra, and then make it available to your student. After that, you will see the option that you add is already here available in the main menu. Okay, so just click on it to start creating the session. So the first step for creating the session is to set the name of the session. For example, like the lecture 2 or whatever. Right now, it's already done from the Deanship of e-learning and distance education. But as I told you before, the purpose of this session is to learn from the scratch. Okay. So right now, in order, for example, if you want to create another session for your student for like alternative session, or maybe for another like for under some circumstances, so you need to do the following step. So the first step is to write the name of the your session, for example, like lecture 2 or whatever. Just make it clear for your student, because at the end of semester they will see a list of the recordings for each sessions that you have made. Okay, so let's say this lecture 2, and then the guest access. As you can see here, if you want to invite someone to your course, you have to enable the guest access from here. Okay, and then set the role for the guest. So by default, let's make it only participants. So when I created the session for tonight course, I set the role for all of you as a participants, and then I share the link with you. Okay, that's how you got in this course. So if your guest need to present something, then you need to sign or change the role for your guest from here as a presenter, and so on. But by the default, just keep it as a participant, and then later on you can change it from the session itself. Okay. So the second step to set the time and date as well. So for example, as you can see here, we are gonna to start our session, for example, for tonight, let's say. Okay, so start from 7:10. Let's change it to, let's say 13. Okay, and then we're gonna to end it at 8 10, or let's say 15. You can adjust the date and time from here. It's easy to do. These two options here, it depends on your course, or depends on the session or the purpose of the session that you want to create. For example, if you want the session, it's open session, there is no limit, you can click here, no end. Okay, so as you can see here, the end is already disabled. Okay, but in our case, let's say we have the limited time from 2, and then no need to enable the sign for the no end. If you want to repeat the session for the same time for tomorrow and so on, just click repeat the session. The most important things, if you want to let your student enter the session before the actual time in 15 minutes, okay, 13, 30, 45, and 60 minutes. So now you are allowing the participants, or let's say your student, to enter the course before the lecture time in 15 minutes or 30 minutes and so on. Or you can choose the first option, which is the on time, which is 7:13. Okay, so this is the stage 1. Stage 2, let's say the session settings. So this is the stage 2. Here you can play around with the session settings. and most of these settings you can change it later on during the session, as I did like 10 minutes ago. I enabled the chat for you, but when I created my session for tonight, I disabled all these options. As you can see here, the share audio, video. Audio means like they can share their voice. They can share, I mean, the participant or student, they can share the webcam, and also they can use the chat as you are doing right now. And also they can use the whiteboard to draw something on it. Okay. So this actually the most important part of the setting when you are creating the session for your student. So you have to be sure which of these options you need, or you want to allow your student to use. Okay. Actually, I usually do all share the chat messages, and if I want to share the other options, I can do that later on during the session. Okay. So for me, I usually go with the post chat messages and leave the rest as it is. So let's go back again on the recording, one of the session settings in the recording. So are you gonna to allow your student or the participants to download the recordings? Yes, then you have to click here. Do you want to anonymize the chat? That means during the sessions, most of the students they are using actually their names, but once you click here, the recording file for this session, the name of the participant will be anonymous. Okay, so this the main meaning of this option. Actually, yes, I highly recommend it to take this one here and make it anonymous, just to hide the names of your students. Here is the moderator who has the control for the entire session. As I'm doing right now, I have the full control of this session, and I also I have given the some permissions, or the same permissions to other moderators, Wasim and Fahad as well, to control the session with me. Okay, so Wasim right now he's sending the links and doing the same the role that I kind of played during the session. So this the moderator means. So if you want to show your picture, I mean the profile picture, that's fine. You have to click here. Otherwise, it's fine to disable it. It's all about the style that you want to show to your students. That's it. Let's move to the private chat. Actually, you need to click here. The participant can with the moderators, which means there is no private chat except with the moderator, who is the, for example, the instructor, or the who have full control of the session. Of course, as you can see here, it's obvious. I mean, no need to explain this statement. So the moderator supervises all private chat. So the other option, what's called large scale session, it's more than 250. If you are expecting, I'm not talking as like course and student. I'm talking the webinar, or like yeah. Let's stick with this example, which is webinar. So you are expecting more than 250 participants to your course. So you need to enable this option to allow more participants to join your session. But once you click here, as you can see, once you click here, all settings that you did already in the participant permissions here, it's already disabled. Okay. See why? Because it's not easy a job to control more than 250 participants in your session. That's why once you click here, all the options here will be disabled by default. Let's say for my student, I want to enable the audio and video and chat messages, okay? But once I click here, allow more than 250 participants, by default, the Blackboard Ultra will disable all options that I already identified before. Why? Because it's not easy job to control more than 250 participants during the session. So let's stick with the our example as an instructor and student. That's it. We have like 15 students or maybe 20 or maybe 30. It's fine. So what you have to do, just choose whatever you want to allow your student to use. For me, I usually go with the post chat messages. And I want for some reason to use this option, I can do that later on, as I told you before, during the session. And profanity means something like profanity. Like if you want to hide the profanity in chat, you have to click here as well. So any kind of unwanted word will be hidden during the record. So that's the meaning of this option. So this is the most important stage for creating session. So let's move to the third stage, which is the attendance reporting. So here is the most common question from the doctors around the university. How can I download the attendance report or the student report to check the who come late, who is absent, and so on? So what you have to do during the creating the session stage, which is the third, we already talked about this one and this one, and now we are on the last stage before going to create stage. So what you have to do, you need to click here, which means you need to share the attendance information with the learning management system, which is the Blackboard. And here you need to set your own role. It's up to you as an instructor for the course, and it's up to you. You need to set the ground rule for your student. For me, actually, I go with 10. So after 10 minutes, the Blackboard will consider this student late. So absent after like 30 minutes, or maybe like, let's say 20 minutes. Again, it's based on the rule on your college, or maybe it's up to you as an instructor. But how can you set the number? It's easy. Just go there, right here, and go. You need to increase the number from here and decrease the number from here, as the unit we are using here, which is the minute. And here the required time in session, like the student must be present for at least 76, which is already I set here 76 or maybe 80. Otherwise, the Blackboard will mark this student as absent. Okay, so student has to attend about 80% of the session. So this is the meaning of this option here. So right now, let's go back again. So we already the first stage, session time. So start from and end to. And then if you have like someone, if you want to invite someone to your course, you have to enable the guest access from here, and later on you can get the link, and then you can set the role for your guest as participant, or maybe as a moderator, or maybe the as a presenter for something. Okay, so let's keep it participants, and later on during the session you can change the role. The second stage, which is the session settings, we already explained all of these options. And the third stage, which is the attendance report for your student. And also we explained all these options here in order to set your ground rule for your students. So like late after and absent after, just to let the learning management system, which is the Blackboard, know that they will consider this student late or consider this student absent based on your role or your setting here. So now we are ready to click here and create the session. Okay, so just close this box, and then here is the session that we already created right now. So as you can see here, the date, time starts 7:13, will be ended at 8:15, and the status is in progress because it's now at 7:26 and it's already started at 7:13. So this is the current session that you are in, which is the it's already in progress. So as you can see here, 3 dots. Okay, so the 3 dots, which has the most important features. We're gonna later on to cover the report, and also right now we care about the copy guest link. So if you want to share your guest link with someone who is not registered on your course, just click here, copy guest link, okay, and it's already copied, and share it with someone else. That's it. Most of you are now familiar with the main screen, right? So just wanted to double check with you. Can you see the this option with share content? So let's go with the first option, which is the chat. As I told you before, why I already enabled the chat for my student in order to chat or communicate with me or ask me some questions. So this is the only way I keep it for my student to communicate with me. Here is the list of your student, okay? And here is the share content, which is the most important feature in the Blackboard in order to share the blank whiteboard or maybe share application with your student, and also to share the file, for example, like PowerPoint, slides, or PDF, and so on. So let's start with the first option here, which is the whiteboard. It's easy to understand. But before I go with the Blackboard, the whiteboard, as you can see here, they start the recording. Okay, so the Ultra by default remind me remind me the to start recording the session before I start the lecture with my students. So what you have to do, just record. If you want to leave it for some time, it's okay. Just click here, just close the dialog, and then go from here, from the left side, and then start recording from here. Okay, so you have 2 options. If you want to leave it for some times, for example, like waiting for some student to join the session, it's okay. You can leave it later on and then start the recording from the left side from here. So let's go back again to our whiteboard feature. So it's easy and not that difficult to understand. It has like 3 or 5 options. For example, here we have the pointer if you are explaining something to your student, and also we have the select option, and the most important one is the pencil if you are writing something to your student in order to explain. And also you can use this feature for your PowerPoint slide to underline or maybe circle something, and we're gonna to apply this later on. And also you can draw some shape, line or eclipse or whatever. Okay, it's easy to apply all these steps. Also, if you want to write some text box, easy and clear, just press here and you will clear the entire whiteboard. So this is the whiteboard option. The second option, which is the share application or sharing your screen. So as I'm doing right now, I'm sharing the entire application, or sorry, the entire screen with you because I'm facing some difficulties to using the Blackboard Ultra inside of another Blackboard Ultra. So I have duplicated session, so that's why I'm using the entire screen in order to avoid any technical problem. So the second option, which is the share applications, as you can see here, you can share the entire screen. And the other option, which is the window, which is the from the browser itself, okay, the from here. And third option that you want to share with your student, which is tab, which means that tab is already opened in your Chrome browser or whatever browser you are using. So, but here the common mistake from the instructor when they are using the tab, they forget to click on the share audio. So please make sure to enable share audio from here. Otherwise, your student will not hear you, or maybe during the recording, also they cannot hear this part of your session. So again, the Chrome tab, just make sure to enable the share audio from here. The rest of these options, it's okay. What you have to do, just to click on it like this, and then click share, as I'm doing right now with you. So this about the share. It might be like application or the internet browser. Here the share camera with your student. That means it's easy to share it. Just click here if you want to share your webcam with your student. Okay, just click on it, and then you will see your profile picture, or maybe your live cam somewhere in the corner of the main screen. The third option, or the fourth option, which is the share files. So all of us as instructors, we rely on this option in order to share the content with our student, right? But here, let me share the my experience for last week. Actually, I forgot to convert the PowerPoint slide from PPT format, which is the PowerPoint, to PDF. I think it was about like 45 slides. It takes about 10 minutes to convert. I uploaded actually as BBT, which is the PowerPoint file here, and it takes about 10 minutes to be converted to the PDF. So please make sure you are uploading PDF format, not PowerPoint files. Are we agree? So let's take an example. What you have to do, just add files. It's easy, and then just choose whatever you want to share it with your student. Let's say this one here, and then open it. As you can see here, it doesn't take that time with the PDF format, but with the BBT format, which is the PowerPoint, it takes time, and sometimes you will get an error, and that gonna waste the your lecture time. So just give it some times. As you can see here, I have 75 slides, but I already converted to PDF, so it doesn't take that time. So it's ready to be shared with my student. Just click here and share it with a student. Here you can move from slide to another slide. It's easy, just to click on it. Okay. You have another options to move from here for the next slides, and also to go back to the previous slides. So it's easy and flexible to use, not that difficult. Again, you can use the whiteboard here to underline, for example, something, or maybe to circle something when you are explaining to your student, and so on. So you can mix this feature, which is the whiteboard, and the sharing content in order to explain something to your student. Yeah, so this the if you want to stop sharing the file, just simply click here. So I already stop sharing the file for the PDF file, which is the content of the lecture. The last two options for the sharing content with the student, which is the polling, it's easy to use. Let's say yes, no answer. Actually, I can use it with you from here. Yes, no answer. So let's say, are you enjoying this session? You can use this option in order to have a quick question with your student, because as you know, we are working from distance, and you need to make sure your student here with you and paying attention and following your slide and following your explanation as well. Let's go back to so here is the, if I want to show the response, I have one participant, he's not happy with the session. So let's move to another topic, which is the breakout groups. So the breakout groups, you can divide your student to many groups. It's up to you to define the number of the groups, but we also you can set the number of groups based on the number of students as well. So what you need to do, just click on the sign icon here. So as you can see here, the more groups are already created, and you can also delete it. It's simple and easy, not that difficult. Okay, I have here like only me in this room, so I need to assign this student to group 1, for example, or maybe assign it to group 2, because I have only 2 groups. If you want to allow your student to switch between groups, you need to assign this one, which means this student can move to group 1 or maybe stay there in group 2, because I already enabled the this options, which is the allow a student to switch groups or to move between groups. Okay, this option here is not allowed to use because I have no participant in this course. You can rely on the Blackboard to divide the student for you, or maybe you can assign the student to each group based on you. Like so, you have 2 options. The first option, the Blackboard will do it for you, or you can do it by yourself, which is the assign group option from here. Say I can give you an example from here. So let's say, can you see this screen, right? Large session mode is on. Okay, so I'm not able to break out groups, so divide you too many groups. So you have to enable or disable the large group session to off, or to disable it, and use this feature. Go back to our training session again. The last option that you want to share with you is the setting during the session. So before you start your session, you need to double check the audio and video. Okay, from here, as you can see, the sound is good because we have reached the required level here, and you need to click yes, audio is working, and you need to do the same things with the video, with the webcam as well. So here is the notification settings. Have you seen the pop-up notification from your student, either by chatting or maybe someone who is logging and left in the session as well, and someone who has the connection problem and so on? Have you seen this a lot? So here, what you have to need to know about these options here is to you can set your style from here. If you want to just to hear audio of the notifications, just enable it from here and disable it from the other option. If you want to see the pop-up notification, also that little balloon, so you can also enable it from here. So these all options here, this also again we can apply the same options here with the chatting and also with the raise hand as well. So it's up to you. It's depends on you. What do you want to prefer? Some an instructor they found it annoying, like audio and pop-up notification altogether. So you can select your own style from here, but you need to keep an eye with the chatting in order to respond to your student, and also you need to enable one of these options in order to see who is join your session or who left the session. Okay, so that's why we need to pay attention to the notification settings, but it's up to you again to choose your own style. Let's move to the most important one, which is the session settings. If you want to allow your student to use their profile picture, as you can see here, I'm not using any kind of profile picture. So can let's say I'm assuming that I'm using the online picture or profile picture from here. So once I click here, only show my profile picture. That means the other participant, which are the student, they cannot show their profile picture because I already enabled this one. But if you disable it here, you can see all your participant here in this area with their profile picture very clear. The other options that I already mentioned, do you remember when we create the session? I told you later on you can change the setting during the session. Yes? No? Do you remember? Thank you, Nadia, and the other participants, they are following me. So when you create your session, you decided to only enable the chat messages from here. And now you want to allow your student to, for example, share audio. You want to hear your student, you want to see your student, and also you want to your student to draw something, for example, math or any other subject that required using the whiteboard and files and sharing files as well. So again, don't worry, when you create your session, you can disable it from there, and you can enable it here again during the session. And here we have the options, which is the share audio, which is from the moderator himself, and also share the video and raise hand. Here we have different feedback, or maybe if you are asking your student about something, what today they feel happy, something like this, you will see the action. Let me remove the raise hand from here. See, you will see the response for this participant based on their selection from here. Okay. If you ask your student about something like, do you agree with me about blah blah blah, so just suppose I'm a student, just click here agree, and then I can check all the student from the list here with the agree or disagree regarding my question to my student. And if you want to take a break, for example, please let your student know that you are away. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm away with this special sign, and once you finish your break, you need to click I am back, and then the away sign, it's already disappeared, and you are live again. So just remember, you are dealing now with your student from distance. Okay, so make sure you are using the this useful tool, which is the Blackboard Ultra, or maybe the entire learning management system, which is the Blackboard, in the right way, in order to help your student get in interaction with you regarding to your course. The rest of this window, which is the left side, it's easy. Just start your recording or ending your recording from here. Let's say I'm already started recording my session. At the end of my lecture, I have to stop recording from here, and then after that leave the session from here. Okay, so it's easy. We still have about 10 minutes, so let's move to the recording topics and reporting as well. So I covered everything here, so let's move to another stuff. So right now we are inside of your course. So right now I'm gonna to cover the recordings and reporting. Okay, so the let's start with the recordings part. So in order to access your recording, what you have to do the same way for entering the session, just go here with these three lines, which is the menu of your course, and then select recordings. See, you can see all the recordings list that you already conducted during this semester. You can filter it from here, like record from two, if you want to arrange something like from a specific period, let's say from today till, or let's say from the last week till today. Okay, it's just simple filtering by date. Okay, recent, so you will see all the recordings available here on the recording list. So let's take the my previous training session, which was last week, and then what you have to do, just follow these three dots in order to get access to recording options. See, you will see too many options. The first one, the Blackboard give you the opportunity or the chance to watch your recording from here. The other options, which is the download, the student can download the recording, just simple click from here. You can change the setting of your recording also from here. For example, If you want to change the name of the recording for, let's say, lecture 2 or 3 or whatever, and if you want to allow public access. Allow public access means if you want to share this recording with someone who are not registered in your course. So a similar way with sharing the guest link. So we're gonna to have something like the recording in order to allow public access to our recording. Once you click here, that means anyone with the link can access your recording. But if you disable it from here, they cannot access your recording. Okay, so this is the difference between the enable or disable the recording. So here is the link. That's what I'm talking about. This is the link of your recording. Let's take an example. So let's say allow it, and then copy link. Let's open your tab. Anyone can access our recording because I already enabled it from the setting over there. Let's take the other option, which is the not allowing the public access. Okay, so I already now disable it, save it, and then let's take the copy link again, and then you should get message telling you that you are not able. See, this recording is not available to view. The session owner has disabled the public access. So the last topic that we want to cover for this session, which is the so the recording, the recordings, it's another topic. Okay, so now let's move to the topic 3, which is the downloading or viewing the student report. Okay, so what you have to do, make sure you are in the main screen of your Blackboard Ultra. So we were here in the recordings. So just pay attention that this window is completely different. They are not similar. So right now we are here in recordings. Okay, just go back to the sessions again. So now you are inside of the session option. So in order to download or view the attendance report for a specific lecture, again, you can filter it from here. You can filter it by all previous session. Let's stick with our example from here. Okay, so this is the training that I already conducted last week. So if I want to check the attendance report, what I have to do is just go to 3 dots again, which present the session option, and then view report. Okay, so you can see here the summary of the report, which is the 53 participants, and the duration about 1 hour and 80 minutes, and so on. But if you want to get more details about the attendance, just click on view report. You will see here a list of your participants who participated with you for that session. You can move between these names just by clicking here to move from 3, 4, and it's based on number of participants. Let's say Wasim, for example, he entered the session at 6:48 and left at 8:05. So this is the total time he stayed or spent with me during the session. He joined the session 3 times, and what are these 3 times? Just click here and you will get another details for these 3 times, like as you can see here at 7:02 10 and 648 and so on. So more details. That's it. If you want to download the report in the CSV format, you can also make it as printable copy from here, as you can see, with too many details. Or the other options is to download or export to CSV file, as you can see here, and then after I download it, I should see something like this. Are we clear? For example, me, this is the username and the role as a moderator, and the first join, last, total time, and join, and so on. So you can copy and paste this table to your Excel sheet, and then you can add or remove whatever you want in order to make it readable and useful report. Okay, we already covered all the topics that we planned to cover. The last thing, just I wanted to explain to you the best practice for best experience when you are dealing with the Blackboard Ultra. So just let me stop sharing my entire screen. So can you see this screen, the session best practice? So it's the final topic that we wanted to mention, which is the most important, I guess. So again, just make sure the connection is good. Make sure you enter your the session at least like 15 minutes earlier before your student in order to check the your content. Just upload it in right way in PDF file as we mentioned before, and also make sure to limit some feature as I did for you during the session, or for my students. I only allow, for example, the chatting option, and disable the other option in order to control my session, and also limit the application sharing, and make sure to stop recording at the end of your session, and do not leave it without stopping. Otherwise, you will have some technical problem during the session. And also allow your student to enter your session, for example, in 15 minutes, as I did before, in order to avoid any kind of connection problem. And this the very much option that, or the suggestion that I want to share with you. The rest is clear, and we mentioned it too many times during our practical session. So let me stop sharing and go back to you. So that's it for the this training. I hope it was informative and useful. I usually don't like doing the workshop using the PowerPoint slides. My style do it in the practical way. So do you have any questions, or how can you divide someone who is not there in the session? So I think you need to wait for your student in order to pick the name and then sign the name for each group. So that's the answer for your question. Actually, the PowerPoint, it's it's converted as PDF. So if you want to use any kind of animations, just share it as web browser. Okay, you can use your browser to do this, or maybe to share the PowerPoint program itself. We still have about 5 minutes. After that, the Blackboard will be terminated automatically. So anything else we can answer? So وسيم أشوف مشكلة So thank you for attending this training, and hope to see you again another training session during this semester. Thank you.